It's just before midnight on Friday the 16th. Wow. And I woke up to a whole bunch of roaches scurrying around here. Unfortunately, I believe that these are the German roaches. The German roaches, which are the worst roaches. The German roaches are the worst roaches. Up to this point, I've been dealing exclusively with the oriental roaches, which cannot climb. So I've been confident that when I see a roach, it is, delegated to the floor. It cannot climb up anywhere. It's just stuck. It can scurry around and you can stomp on it and everything. The German roaches are able to climb, meaning that they could get in the sink. This is where I found one. I can get up to the cupboard. I can get in the coffee. This is a much, much larger problem. They could also climb up here. So let's get some of this garbage in the bag. It seems as though the German roaches are behind this heater, which is in fact where I believe I found them before. And why I have all of this crap in this heater. This heater is unused. It's been unused since I moved in here. I doused it good. But if I see so much as a single roach under here again, you can notice I got a steel wall around it, the whole thing, right? So if I see even one more, I'm going to have to call the landlord and get him to take it right out. There's cracks in the wall. I don't know where they're coming from, upstairs, outside, but they seem to be coming through the walls and out of the heater rather than around from anywhere else, right? Like I say, the roaches that I'm used to seeing down here, although I have seen a few Germans, but they've been very rare. Almost all of the roaches that I've seen down here have been from the open plumbing system in the back, right? And they crawl under the walls, under the floors, but they come from the basement. The only time I've ever seen the German ones is they're coming out of here. And so I'm left to conclude that they're coming down from the walls or something. Like I say, these ones can climb. These fuckers are much more dangerous. So, yeah. The oriental roaches are annoying, but they don't really bug you. The German roaches they're the bad roaches. They're the ones you don't want. So, I'm like I say, I woke up, there were a couple on the floor here, one in the sink, and a couple around here. So that's where they seem to have been coming out from. Coming out from the heater towards the sink. And if I were to make a guess, it would be that the network is in behind the wall here, out quite a ways. Probably, ultimately, from my favorite person in the world, the upstairs neighbor. Alright. Yeah. They may have come down here because it's a little bit warmer down here. The temperature came down. He likes it cold upstairs. That's probably what it was, but nonetheless, let's get this clean because I don't want him hanging out in here. And I mean, empty food wrappers and stuff, they would go in there, right? As before, this is going to be all plastic. A container of plastic gloves. Plastic to contain plastic. That works, right? Toilet paper container. Wasn't there one of those the last time I was in? Is that it? Like, it's been a long time since I did this. Is it between toilet paper switches? I don't know. We got 4 bags of Doritos here, which I've actually been pretty good about for quite a while. Just the last week. Kind of fell down the last week, didn't they? How many cheese wrappers? 8. So at about 4 or 5 days each. Yeah, it's been about a month. A little more than a month. 8 cheese wrappers. 2 more salami wrappers. These are the same old things, right? This is like, I'm not sure what that was. It's kind of wrapper. It looks like it was from like a spoon or something. I don't know what that was. 1 fettuccine wrapper. It was for tomatoes, probably. I don't know. I don't remember. Something like that. Instead of a Kleenex box, a nice wad of stickers there. Tomatoes, green peppers, bananas. Top of, I think, not 1, but perhaps even 2 Red Hot containers. Yeah. Again, Frank, you got a racket going on there. This is silica gel from inside my headphone box, which I bought, at the beginning of August? Yeah. So, yeah. That's how long it's been. This, I believe, is some shit that fell off the fridge when I had the fridge out. I really do generate a lot of pills, don't I? Yeah. This is a damaged pen. This is my hospital bracelet from the other day. This is my bar bracelet. Hope that's coffee. Empty thread. Some masking tape. This is my Subway bag from, what was that, like the beginning of August? Oh, crazy. I've also taped the side of the bag a little bit, ripping a bit. As you can see, it is starting to roll up just a little bit. The books will push it down nice and good. I'm confident of that. But it is that was a substantial ad. Enough that I can say that we're probably past the midway point at this point. Remember, I started this in the beginning of January, so it's what, 9 months? Almost 9 months. Well, 8 months, right? But let's right, let's push it down and see what it looks like afterwards. And well, I'm still able to fit the books all the way in the bag, so there's still plenty of space in there, but at the same time the bag is starting to lose a little bit of its shape. So I think maybe that's the bigger conclusion there. But it's still going for likely a good while still. I missed this, it appears to be some masking tape. I guess I had it out for a reason. I'll put this back in. Okay, so I crashed a little bit earlier than I wanted to yesterday, and I didn't get to eat before I did, so I got something to eat, and get to the completing the things I wanted to do yesterday. So it's more VR. I'm still doing VR. Well, I slept all last week. What am I tell you?
My voice is very raw right now, so apologies ahead of time. But I'm retracting my statement that the polls are tightening on closer look. I actually think we have no valid data at all. I'm not joking, look at the statement. The sample of likely voters is modeled amongst registered voters, assigning each respondent a probability of voting based on their responses. The margin of error for the sample of likely voters is plus or minus 3 points. Meaning it's completely arbitrary, probably designed to manufacture a race where there isn't one. Listen, I get that not everybody's going to vote. But what these companies are doing is just making shit up. What they're doing makes the polling useless. My honest take on the polls recently is that they're all trash. There's not a single good poll in the list. Can we please get a good telephone poll of registered voters that isn't full of manipulated data? I'm not saying Clinton is still winning by a big margin. I'm saying the polling is useless and we actually have no idea. So don't misunderstand me. By rejecting the recent polling, that doesn't necessarily mean that the previous polling is correct. It just means that we don't have good data right now. And I'm not exaggerating. Every single one of those polls is trash. And it's all the polls so far for September. How is that for cherry picking? What they should be doing is reporting decided voters, leaning voters, and completely undecided voters separately. Not pulling probabilities out of their asses. Now, how do they get these probabilities? Why is this not? Okay. Sorry, my machine's a little slow right now. Yeah. How do they get to these probabilities? Well, they do things like they ask you how likely you are to vote. They ask you whether you voted previously, and they weight that with your age and your gender and your ethnicity and all these kinds of things. You're going to get a different. I mean, you cannot describe this using any other term besides data manipulation. Like, you can maybe make the argument that they're trying to be predictive or whatever. But what they're doing is they're saying, okay, this is what we think is going to happen, so we're going to manipulate the data based on what we think is going to happen. And that's not polling, right? That's some kind of art. If they were to just tell us, okay, ask them, okay, have you decided if you're going to vote or not yet? Okay, so let's say what the results are amongst decided voters. And, then you can do what you want with the leaning voters. You can move them into the decided category, or you can put them off on their own. And then you have undecided voters, and just let them be undecided. But ask them, have you decided? Right? The thing about what they're doing is they're trying to correct for various biases, but in correcting for biases, you create bias. Right? You can maybe think of this as the no, let's not even go there. There's not any way that you can correct the bias without creating more, right? It's like, so the best thing to do really is to tinker with it the least amount. I mean, you want to do a little bit, like you don't want it completely raw, right? But at least tell us who's decided, and then leave the undecideds on the outside to try and guess what the probability that you're going to vote is, and then come up with a number based on that is not polling anymore. Okay, you're doing something, but you're not polling anymore. Now what you're doing is providing like an interpretive. It's an artist's representation of what it is that you believe is going to happen. And it has its place. Crunching numbers is fun. We can play make believe all we want all day, but you're not polling. So why are they doing this? Well, remember, the media doesn't care who wins. They want ratings. They want an exciting race. You have to understand that Trump is a little bit less boring, right? So at the end of this process, the media needs to get a president that can get ratings. Trump is probably a better chance to get ratings than Clinton, right? But it's not, it's not about the policies. It's not about where they stand on the spectrum. That doesn't mean there are right-wing media, even though they are. You know, when you stand over here on the real left, then I mean, yeah, the Democrats are very right-wing, right? So even if they are a pro-Democrat media, that's still a right-wing media from my perspective, right? But that's not what's underlying it. What's underlying it is just they want to maximize profit, and they maximize profit by having an exciting race. The way that they minimize profit is to have Clinton ahead by 10 points for 4 months, and then nobody watches, nobody cares, and maybe nobody votes. The effect of this data manipulation appears to be that they're removing young people and minorities from the responses. Now, I don't have a link here, but I went around and I looked, and that's what they're doing. Okay? They're saying black people are less likely to vote, so they're weighting them lower. They're saying young people are less likely to vote, so they're weighting them lower. Which is like they're modeling voter suppression, right? Those are exactly the groups that the establishment doesn't want to vote. They don't want minorities to vote. They don't want young people to vote. They want upper-class white people to vote. And these polls that are coming out are largely measuring the responses of upper middle class white people, because that's who they want to vote. And so of course that's going to inflate Trump's numbers. That's his demographic, right? If you take all the young people out and all the black people out and all the Latino people out, then yeah, maybe Trump is winning by a point or two. So what does this mean? Does that mean you can't even get polled in America anymore if you're Latino or black? What the fuck, guys? But what is the thought process here? These polls are going to hurt ratings, so we'll just delete minority opinions. They don't watch us anyways. If you take all the stupid minorities out, then hey, it's a close race. And all the white people that watch our show can get more excited about it. I'm glad I live up here, I really am. And with that, I think I'm going to legitimately follow through on my long-standing threat to tune out. Yeah, right. Which I haven't been able to do up to this point. What's the use in analyzing cooked data? But get this. I've been arguing they're both racists. They are both racists. But I may have missed the larger point, right? Which is that the system is already racist. And this fear that electing somebody with white supremacist support is going to be some kind of change, it's just willful blindness, right? The white supremacist system will self-select the white supremacist candidate, right? And what are they doing? They're modeling voter suppression. Not Breitbart, guys. CNN. I'm sure the health thing has had some effect. Negative, no doubt. But the reason the polls have changed is because everybody changed the way they poll at the same time. And it does seem a little bit curious. It does seem kind of like a bit of collusion. Again, I'm not saying that she's still winning. I'm saying that we really don't know right now, because we're not getting good polling data. We only know what the data we only know what the data is published as, right? And if all the data is being published in a manipulated state, then all we can say is that all we have to work with is bad data. That's the state we're in right now. Sorry.
It's been, it's what, 10 to 4? Yeah, I haven't eaten yet. I think we'll just move on to today's meal. Haven't seen anything yet. I should point out that they were very baby roaches, like the small little tiny ones. I have been seeing little baby roaches for a while, right? And I thought to myself, well, there must have been like, an egg set dropped here or there. I didn't know quite where it was. I thought maybe it was under here, right? And I didn't see any for quite a while. And then it turns out that it's even more like they're probably over here. Like they're a little bit bigger than they were before. I couldn't tell what type they were, right? When they're just like literally like little nymphs, right? Well, this other day weren't nymphs; they were just small. So just like. But well, I mean, just the fact that one of them was up here indicated they climbed up there, right? Another one was up at the top here indicated they climbed up there, and just the fact that they can climb is different. Like like I say, the roaches that I'm used to seeing down here cannot climb. So, it's worrisome. But like I said, I haven't seen anything else. Once that's dry, I'm gonna have to go through the sweep. In fact, I haven't cleaned this month. I'm past due on that. So, I still haven't called the doctor yet, and I didn't get anything. No voicemail, so I gotta call the. I think they're early. I think they're open fairly early. I can call fairly early. Well, I mean, I was there. Like, the MRI's I did the MRI's at 6, so it'd be open 7 o'clock or something, right? So something to eat. I still have a lot of bureaucracy to do, but I need to prioritize getting to the doctor. So yeah. No, but seriously, I hope I get back to eating. Like, the last week has been like, the last 2 weeks have been like crazy for eating, right? It's like, if I get back to a normal eating schedule, like I changed my schedule so that I could increase my calories, right? I wasn't getting enough calories, so I changed my schedule to increase the amount of calories I was getting. And then like I'm missing meals right and left, right? I didn't even count how many meals I've missed this month, but it's been several, right? So hopefully this is back on track now. I can only hope. 4 a.m. Get the smoothie going. And yeah. Well, it's 9 a.m. and I'd like to call the doctor, but I don't. That I'd have to go down to my phone. And my phone is down in the store there. So unfortunately, it is actually raining. As we can hear, it's not, well, considering what happened to my shoes, I don't really want to take them out in the wet, so, ouch, I just hit my tooth on my camera. Things one should not do. Do not walk through walls. Do not chip tooth on camera. Just a heads up on that. I am naked again because it is humid out. It's nice to heat up. It's nice and hot in here, but of course now I'm sleepy. I've got a bunch of bureaucracy to do, so let's do it. I don't know. I don't checking the weather forecast. I might not get out to do this today. Like I need to call them. I guess if they haven't called me, that means that there's nothing. Well, I guess either there's nothing wrong or there's nothing they can do, right? Probably there's nothing wrong, but I need to get the scans anyways because, like I say, I didn't go there looking for a tumor in my ear. I went there trying to figure out what the hell, like why I had a tick on the side of my face, right? So I need to get the scans and take them to a different doctor, right? Yeah. It's also here. Like, I'm gonna need to make an appointment with my GP. That's how this is gonna have to go. Anyways, bureaucracy. I think I can get it all done today, and then I can do some listening, possibly even tomorrow. Yeah, I might be back on track. I said a week, and it might in the end only be a week if I'm lucky. We'll find out. I think we've got a mild change of plans. I'm
Think about going to a classical concert tonight. Yeah. They're doing like Steve Reich and Boulez and some weird electronic stuff. So I'm just kind of interested in checking out. But I just want to point out that this must have been where. Okay, I came to in a car, and we stopped in a parking lot. And it was in the parking lot that he wanted me to. You know what? I don't even remember if he actually wanted me to like fuck him or just suck his cock, but he said he had a rubber. And I remember I could see the Renaissance Center. In fact, he said, look, there's the Renaissance Center. And so I'm looking around at the different parking lots here. And I'm concluding that it had to be this little space here. Because it was green. I remember, like, it was wet, but I got out and there was, like, green space all around it. And I got out, and can I even... You know what, if I could find a parking lot with... Because I got out to take a leak. And I'm out of it, right? I'm not even, like, thinking about... I'll be honest, the thought that he didn't know that, I mean, it's just... None of this was even crossing my mind at the time. I was just totally out of it, right? I was just looking for somewhere to stand to pee, you know? Like, the idea of, like, am I gonna hide it? Should I hide it? None of that logic even was valid at all to me. You know, it's not there. I get the feeling that it was actually that parking lot. Or actually, maybe it... It's just that it was... I remember there being kind of like a... Kind of like an island? A grass island? This is the best match. Right? So somewhere around here, I took a leak in the grass. And he says, yo, you got a cock? And I said, yeah. But he said I was near Shane Park, which is over here. Did I maybe miss a... Is it possible that I misheard Gradiot? See, I don't know... I don't know a lot of the roads in Detroit, right? So, like, he could have said something else, and I could have misunderstood entirely. Did he say Atwater? I don't know. But that would imply that I was, like, what? Walking that way? See, here's a bit of a... I think you can see better here. Here's a bit of a possibility. There's a walkway around here, right? It's possible that I could have been taking a walk up this path. With what kind of intent, I don't know. Like I said, I remember I fell and there was gravel. And I got up and I said I'm okay. And that kinda adds up. You know, and we've got the poem that says I was out dancing near the moonlight. So, you know, when I'm like walking through, you know, a dirty sandy walkway. It looks like a dirty sandy walkway, right? So all that adds up. I may have misunderstood when he said Gradiot. It sounds more like I was over here. You said Lafayette? Unless what he was saying was he picked me up over here, and instead of saying he picked me up near Shane Park, what he said was that we was at Shane Park. He had a he had a very clear Bonnix accent, right? So he says, or African American vernacular, or whatever you want to call it. So where misuse of was for were. He says wouldn't say you were walking down Gradiette. He'd say you was walking down Gradiette, right? And I tried to. I mean, it's implied. Didn't his race was not relevant. I'm just kind of pointing it out, for the language. It's I think it was here. That's where I came to. Where I came to on the road, kind of around here. The only thing that's not adding up, like this looks like it's not really. Like it looks like it's kind of falling apart. Whereas I remember feeling more like it was in more of like a developed area. I thought I was on this side of the tunnel. That's what I thought. I thought I was more over here somewhere. I knew I was like south of the Renaissance Center because I could see it. That doesn't make any sense because there's not really anything over there. So it had to be down around here. Maybe the lights are. Yeah, actually, no. Yeah, no. I guess when I zoom in a little bit further, we can see that there's light posts here, right? Yeah. So it would have been at night. That's probably nicely lit because of all the lights. Yeah, in fact, I remember that. I remember the lights, the steady lights in the car. It was something like that. That was. Okay, so I think I can state that with a little bit more certainty that I came to driving up Atwater. That's the parking lot he stopped in. Something else I didn't mention is that it was a two-seater, the car. It didn't. I just as more memories come back, it was. It was actually it was like a sports car. It didn't. I couldn't tell you what kind of sports car, but it was probably a fairly expensive car. So again, it's like the idea that this is just like if you can afford a nice car, you're not gonna put something in somebody's drink or I don't. I think the guy that was driving me was okay. I think he was cool, and I really don't think it was the same guy with the poem either. So I probably actually fluked out with that guy, even if he was looking for something. But no, I mean I don't know what kind of car, right? But it was like it had like low seats. It was like a two-seater, like a sports type car. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. Like even if you were like show me a picture of it, like right now, I couldn't tell you, right? Kind of totally clueless, but okay. So that means that when I was walking away from Bell Island. I guess it all adds up anyways. And this is just a little bit more still can't think of any reason. Well, I mean, okay, no, I can, right? Because there was the poetry guy. Maybe I should just ask him. You know what? I'm just gonna send him an email and ask him. Yeah, I got rain boots, right? I don't know if you can see them, but rain boots. I'm gonna go make the call. See what happens. Rocking the rain jacket. That's how you do it. I feel like you should have like a battle staff or something. Honestly, I inherited this. I would have never gone out of my way to wear this, but it's great when it's raining. It is. Honestly, it's great when it's raining. So yeah, rocking my ridiculous rain jacket. Whew. I had the black one. Actually, if you look at my very first vlog, I was wearing this black rain jacket, but it's full of sand, and I don't want to put it back on. And I honestly, you know what? I think the sand is from Defino in 2003. I think I just need to wash it. Like, I'm not joking. I honestly think that is the sand from Tofino in 2003, and this has been like sitting there ever since. Crazy, huh? Anyways, let's see. What I'm expecting is that I guess I'm really gonna turn it off right away. Once I got my piece of paper, I got my orders here. What am I expecting? I'm expecting that they didn't find any kind of gross. Although they told me they found a gross, right? So that would be a contradiction. If there's something in there, I don't know. What I want to see more than anything else is like I just like let me read the data, right? Because I don't really trust a doctor that was like I trust the radiologist. Honestly, she does. It's her job. It's an ear doctor. Who's not really an ear doctor. She's a plastic surgeon, right? So, like, let's. What I'm hoping is that they're at least done with the information, kind of thing, right? Is it even raining out? Yeah, it's spitting a little. So I'm gonna want to put this in to the thing, but yeah. So I'm expecting like them to be done with it, anyways, right? And see, this is another. If it was raining so hard and I'm so soft and wet, why was my camera not damaged? I mean, I know it's supposed to be waterproof, but like I don't even remember it being wet. You know, like that's a hole in the story that like I don't. I left this guy a message on his Google Plus page. I can find a way to get him in a DM. So, yeah, it's public, anyways. But I mean, hopefully I get a response. Like I'm just like. Did we take a walk by the river? Like I don't know. But I mean, it's a big hole, right? Like I'm sopping wet. Like everything around me is sopping wet, but my camera's bone dry. How is that possible? Anyways, I guess I'm gonna put this away, and what I'm expecting is just that they're done with the scan, right? So they're done with the scan, and I can go pick it up. That's what I'm expecting. We'll see if that's right. Okay, that was the correct analysis. I'll probably wait until the beginning of October. Just for financial reasons, it'll cost me $10. It's not like I have the $10. It's just I'd rather hang on to it for right now because I might want to go to a show or something, right? And it might make the difference between whether I can, get across the border or not, or whatever else, right? So, I'm gonna put this away. I'll wait because it's raining. Okay, so on the one hand, I can't wear these boots that far distance. I can't. I could be walking an hour in them, and I just can't do that. My feet will be fucked. On the other hand, those shoes are already demoed anyways. And I'm gonna have to buy new shoes. That'll be October. I get GST money in October, so I'm gonna buy new shoes. I'm gonna buy new shoes anyways, right? So
That means I can wear the rain jacket. I mean, I don't I don't really think I'm gonna be. Oh, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna, make myself look presentable, right? The thing is, I gotta be there for 2, right? Which is like, means I gotta get ready to go like that, right? Well, if I want to be there for 2, I have to leave for 1. I want to be at the bar. Sorry, at the. It's not a bar. It's like a. I don't know if it's a bar or not. I don't know if there's gonna be people smoking or drinking or not. It's a good. Maybe I'll figure that out, right? Um, I'll be there for 8 hours. I want to get at least a drink of something, right? I don't really know what it's like. Like, is it a social gathering or? I should do some research. But if I want to be there for 2, I want to be like in Detroit by 1, catch a 12:30 bus. So I gotta be out of here by noon. Means I got an hour. And take a quick shower in an hour. I'm not doing like that. I'm not gonna doll myself up or anything, but I can make myself look presentable, right? Yeah. Let's figure out what this place is. Like it's some kind of warehouse or something. Let's figure out what it is before I make any choices. So the mystery man says no one deletes my comment. Intriguing. That sounds more like. What am I gonna do? Subpoena him? Call the cops? I'm not gonna do that. I don't know. What the fuck. STD test is more important, right? Yeah. I gotta get a move on that tomorrow. Not tomorrow, but Monday. Monday. Yeah. Okay, so let's figure out what this place is. Yeah, I'm gonna go. I get the impression that it's gonna be mostly an older audience. It doesn't look licensed. In fact, I don't even think I can get a coffee there. I'll bring a coffee with me. I'll just bring it in and see what happens. But I think it's going to be a mostly older audience, and I think it's probably maybe useful for me from a marketing perspective. I have no idea how to sell my music, right? I have no idea like what audience to like how do I market it? How do I get it across to people? Like I don't know how to do any of this. Is it wet over here? No, not wet, just a little bit cold. Okay. Now, when it's hard to tell when it's cold or wet. You know, the sensation is sometimes quite similar. I find that happens often down here. Anyways, yeah, so that means I gotta, what time is it, 11:30? Or 11:10? I'm sorry, I'm stripped out of my underwear again. But, if I want to be out here by 12, I'm gonna need to take a pill, yeah. I want to get something to eat too, okay. I'm just wondering if I should take a shower or not. It's raining out, right? That's the point. Yeah, no, it's raining out. Okay, so I'll just finish my meal from earlier, and yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right, no, nothing fancy. Just put a shirt on and go. Okay. All right. I'm a little scattered. I didn't sleep, but I'm not drinking. See, that's the like if I was going somewhere where I thought I was going to be drinking, I would stay in, right? Because I don't really want to do that at this. Like I learned my lesson, and in fact, I need to learn my lesson, right? I need to be more careful because it's not the first time I've gone drinking without sleeping and been a little bit messy. It's the first time it's happened when I'm not with people I know, right? That's another thing. If you're gonna go drinking with people you know. Okay? Why should you listen to me? Because I'm older than you. No, I'm not joking. Because I have the experience. Okay? That's why you should listen to me. Listen to your elders. Now, fuck status, but age is important. Okay? If somebody says you should listen to me because I'm more important than you, then you should give them the finger. Okay? But if somebody says that you should listen to me because I have more experience, an appeal to hierarchy is always false, but an appeal to authority is always false, but an appeal to academic authority, you want to think about it. And in this particular circumstance, it does kind of. I can teach you, right? It's a teachable thing, and like trust me. Don't go drinking on an empty stomach, okay? Don't go drinking when you're tired, and you probably want to not go drinking unless you're with people that you know, or you're reckless. You're a reckless, crazy person like me. Anyways, this is I don't know. It's a sliding scale. You can pay $5 or more. I'm only gonna pay $5. Hey, I live on disability. What do you want? But I mean, there's gonna be people that are paying more. The program has stuff like Steve Reich in it, but it also has some techno stuff. It's vague. It says like techno stuff. It's got like Getty and Boule. Like this is. I think I'll enjoy this. I don't know if they're gonna let me film any of it, but I think I can sneak some Reich in. No, they're doing the New York counterpoint. That's like the classic, right? So like, you know. Yeah. Let's just get ready to go. And like I kind of just want to go for a walk in the rain too, right? Have you ever just want to go for a walk in the rain? I kind of want to just go for a walk in the rain. In fact, I may end up wearing my rain boots anyways. Put my shoes in my bag. That's probably what I'll do. I wasn't gonna wear makeup, but then I kind of realized that I had some blemishes that I had to deal with, so might as well put some lipstick on too. I'm gonna put makeup on, right? Might as well. I'm wearing a bra today, which I don't normally do. It's just, I feel like I kind of need one today. Yeah. You can barely tell. So yeah, it's like super sweaty in here, which is like annoying, right? But so I gotta get out of here. Really, I don't have anything else to do. I should. I think I'm gonna miss the 12:30 bus. If I catch the 1 bus again, I need to recalculate it, right? Because if I catch the 1 o'clock bus, then I'll be over more like 1:15ish, right? I was thinking 1:30ish, but because I'm getting off there at 1:15, it's about a 45-minute walk according to Google, which means it's a little bit shorter. So in fact, I probably want to catch the 1 o'clock bus. I sure got some extra batteries, and I'm not gonna take my bag. Well, how rainy is it? Can I get away with not wearing a rain jacket? Let me check the weather. No, it's just spitting, and they've revised the forecast downwards. But I'm gonna bring my jacket anyways, which means I'm gonna bring my school bag. Yeah. Okay. Still just about ready to go. Alright, that's better, right? Okay. My skin tone tends to change so much in the summer. And I kind of like, I don't think that's possible. You wouldn't know unless someone told you, right? Okay. So, let me grab my rain jacket and I'm out. The rain jacket actually looks surprisingly good. It's probably the green, right? It like makes my hair more angular. Anyways, I'm leaving. I'm on the bus, mild delay in the tunnel, and I'm no longer convinced this is such a great idea because I'm kind of wet. At the very least, it does seem like my rain jacket dries quickly. So that's the upside. However wet the rain jacket gets, it will dry within 5 minutes, 10 minutes. If I could find somewhere to have a cigarette or something, But my feet might not dry so quickly, and hopefully my pants don't get too wet as my knees, right? That's where it seems to be getting me. So, what can I say? I'm here now, so no use in turning around. My hair is pretty wet. To check I don't know what that looks like. I can't see. Actually, I probably can, can't I? I got that little button. I haven't done this before, but I mean, I could do this. I prefer not to for obvious reasons, but there you go. There's my traditional vlogging. The rare occurrence. That's not so bad. It's so I wanted more foundation, less lipstick. Looks like I ended up with more lipstick, less foundation. Thanks, Rain. Anyways, looks like we're going here. Be on my way out soon. And this is the Renaissance Center. Considering I need to urinate, I figured I'd come in here, wait for the rain to come down a little bit. Never. I did this once before, and it took a long time to find out where the hell I was. I'm like, oh, okay. It's because it's not like a mall. It's like a mall slash business center slash hotel. I'm like trying to figure out where the hell you are. It's like, see, normally there would be a washroom sign on here in a mall, right? There's not. So, like, where am I going? Okay, that's. Right, I gotta keep going this way. We don't need to record this. I just checked in the bathroom, and the makeup situation's actually not so bad. Could be better, could be worse. Alright, so let's hope it's stopped raining a little bit anyways. It was supposed to tone down. We'll see. Looks like it's clearing up a little bit. Hopefully I get a break. Hopefully. You know, the more I'm walking through this area, this is the road that he said he picked me up on. This is Gradio. And the more I'm walking through here, the more I'm thinking, like, I'm looking, there's like beach sand, like, everywhere. I didn't take into account the fact that this is Detroit, and, like, you walk through downtown Detroit and half of it's overgrown, right? It is like walking through a field. So, the deduction that I had something to do, like, in a field or something may not be justified after all. Could I have just been walking around Detroit? I don't know. Got in a car with someone, they took me somewhere to the wrong place, I just started walking. That's possible, right? Like, accidentally got in a car, too fucked up to realize where I was. I don't know. The rain has started a little bit, so I'm gonna put this back away, but, like, I don't. Like, just coming up to an intersection, the intersections are full of sand, right? I could have just been walking around. Anyways, this is, I think this is the road I gotta turn on. It's not so bad, actually. Just that my lipstick's a little bit runny. I got the. Should I help you? Well, I was wearing my rain jacket, and that's all I got now, right? It'll be okay. I'm gonna go sit down and listen. This is gonna be, like, I don't know how much I'm gonna record, if anything. It's gonna be kind of intense to listen to. We'll listen. Yeah. I seem to have found a good spot, anyways. And, along with that apparently communist iconography, I think that apparently chickens eat me here. This is, I don't know. It was the first set, it was enjoyable. Let's see how this goes. So I'm between sets. Kid, that wasn't sure it was me or not. And I'm gonna get like a chocolate bar or something to take with my pills. It's about 4 o'clock. The nature of this doesn't, you get these different groups of people on for like 10 minutes at a time, and it's like, I wouldn't be recording a song, or like I might take a movement, but like I basically have to do the whole set, right? And I didn't bring enough batteries, and on top of that there's people recording and the whole thing, right? So, it's not likely that I'm gonna get any footage. That's okay. I might take a bit of the or the other way. Because I mean I'm familiar with it, right? So I know when to turn it off and on. Like I said, I'm just looking for like a chocolate bar or something. Corner store. This is the Eastern Market, supposedly in Detroit. I've never been here before, so see if I can find something there. And back in a few minutes. Got my estrogen. Ate my chocolate bar. It was actually a coconut bar. Finished my coffee, and I think I probably missed the first 10 minutes of the last set, but it's okay. And that's more of the later stuff I'm here to see, right? The stuff starts more around 8. The major reason I showed up early was just because I kind of thought the place would sell out, and it kind of looks like I probably will. So once I get back in, that'll be good. And I'm here for the night. Like I said, I don't really expect to get any footage at all. We'll just be back here afterwards. I did a girl sneeze mid-performance, and let me tell you, you can stop your bladder from blowing, but you can't stop your nose from running. Wait, okay, maybe the Capricorn, sorry, maybe the Zodiac, because I'm a Capricorn, so I said Capricorn, but maybe the Zodiac is a way to, is a primitive means of the division of labor, right? Because what happens is people read their zodiac, and then they read their sign and then they conform to it, right? So it's a way to divide people into 12 different types for the ideal optimization of society, or so it was seen at the time. Maybe. Maybe not. I don't know. Alright, I'm on my way out of an art gallery with people seated in rows listening to this. It's a live singer. She's alright. DJ. But they're seated in rows. Stretching their chins. Nobody's dancing. What's the fucking point? This is... I'll see if I can get a shot on my way out, because I have too merited to do it. Okay, so I am walking home through what's called the East Market. I mentioned this on the way in. It was a fun night. I'm glad I went. I'm not gonna do, like in-depth reviews for this. It's just, I can speak in abstractions, but I don't, that's the point. Most of it was enjoyable on some level or another. Like some of it sounded a little bit lacking in emphasis, not enough articulation, sort of thing, right? The last couple of things weren't so good. It wasn't what it said on the sheet either. It said that it was going to be some techno songs rearranged for cello and violin and oboe. I don't know if it said oboe, but it turned out to be like a singer. It looked like the older people stuck around, and they kind of there's certain people that gives money to a place like this, right? A certain type of person that gives money to a place like this, and it may not be the most artistically inclined, right? And they would probably prefer karaoke night, right? So I kind of got at that point. But I mean, and the one before it was kind of like, okay, they were doing covers of contemporary songs on classical instruments, like Caribou, Gold Panda, from Sparks. You have to understand, I suppose, that the underlying material is not particularly complex, right? But at the same time, if you've got all these instruments here and you know how to play them, why are you just, breaking it down to such a simplistic level? Go to hell and have some fun with it, what's the point? What's the point of rearranging a simple dance song to, for chamber orchestra if it's just, you know, if the end result it's just as simple, it's just with more instruments, it becomes a novelty and kind of pointless. The stuff up until, there was I guess the one that came on at 8 and 9 was actually quite strong too. It was the last two things that were a little deflating in the end. Well, I also sobered up at the end. I only had 2 beers, so there's no I'm completely conscious. There's no chance of anything nasty happening to me tonight, unless it's particularly aggressive on the aggressor's side. I'm entirely conscious, not even drunk. I'll be home safe and sound fairly soon. But yeah, maybe I needed a little bit of a do-over for last week. A night that I can go out in the summer, at the end of the summer, actually remember. That would be nice, right? I needed that, so this is good. Let's keep going. This is very close to the place that he claims he picked me up, and my response to this right now is I want to power walk through it, I want to conquer the neighborhood sort of thing, right? Let me walk through here and forget. But I don't recall. I remember behind there somewhere, forward towards the river. I have no recollection of getting picked up on the street at all, which is just the more reason, I say, to conquer it. So let's get to doing that. See, the set was supposed to be, the last set was supposed to be 10 to 11. So I was thinking that maybe I could even catch the 11 o'clock bus, but it's currently 11:30, so I should at the very least be able to catch a 12 o'clock bus. And there is a 1 o'clock bus if somehow things go wrong. So all's well. And I am conquering Grady out right now. Yeah, that's right. That blue sky, wow. It's nice. Oh wait, it's not the sky, it's the... Sorry. It's the sky at the stadium. No wonder it's so blue. And a purple is probably a reflection. It's nice and nice. This is I'm in the nice part of Gradiac, the spooky part of Gradiac on there. See, and there's a tower that I was able to see as I was half conscious in the car, right? But it was from the other angle. I'm almost certain of it, right? So I'm looking at it, but I'm looking at it from down there. Like I said, I'm flying right now. It's not even a concern. It's just I'm gonna run I have batteries in my back pocket, but nonetheless, let's try to conserve here. What I don't understand is if I was really walking up any street at all, would I not be doing exactly what I'm doing right now? Which is what I always do when I'm walking up a street when I'm coming back from somewhere, always. Even if I have to wait a few minutes to it always happens. I couldn't have walked very far by myself. It's impossible. Because I would pull it out and it's just not there. Unless maybe I forgot to press record. There's always these sorts of obscurities, right? But I think my deduction's pretty solid. I could not have been walking by myself anywhere for any length of time last week. It's just, so how did I get from A to B? It will bother me for a long time. Alright, it will. There's actually some nice tree action though here. Like I said, Detroit is... I have, for obvious reasons, avoided the bad parts of Detroit, or at the very least I've had no reason to enter them. But the downtown core of Detroit doesn't, I don't feel unsafe at all. Even with what... I can't escape self-blame. I keep pointing the finger at myself. I must have done something, because I really don't feel unsafe at all. And if anything, somebody picked me up and drove me to the tunnel, right? Somebody went out of their way, even if they had ulterior motives. But nonetheless, that's, again, I gotta conserve batteries. So I'm finally home. The bus, it turns out that the 11:30 bus got stuck behind something and didn't come around until almost 1 o'clock. Yeah, it was full, people waiting there. It was a mess. what do you do, right? But I'm home now. It's almost 2 o'clock. Yeah. Um, let's talk a little bit more about what this was, what this thing I went to tonight actually was. It's apparently the 9th installment of a yearly series. This is the first time I've been. Um, uh, it's like a fundraiser for some component of the Detroit Symphony Orchestra or something. Um, I mentioned that I was expecting an older crowd, and that panned out at the beginning. Right at the beginning, it was an older, wealthier crowd that was like doing the patronizing the arts thing. Right? They cleared out like around supper time. And what came in later was a university crowd. Um, they were all like performance students mostly. It wasn't really what I needed to find, so it didn't really accomplish my task. But I did have a lot of fun. Um, like I said, there were parts of it that were better than others. There was a sax quartet that I felt didn't have enough color in what they played, right? So you get these like wacky trombone effects on sax, and they just didn't have the squeal that they needed to really have the effect, that kind of thing, right? And like I said, the last 2 acts, but like there was, I got exactly what I wanted out of it, which was kind of an intense experience with the New York Counterpoint because I found somebody outside, yeah, and it kind of was. I think it's partly because I didn't sleep, but it nailed me. And I went through that right as the New York Counterpoint was going. It knocked me out my ass for a good 2 hours, and I needed that. That felt really good. Um, I had to finish my meal from yesterday. I got my Doritos, so I'll do that too. I'm sleepy. I'm not inebriated. I'm not drunk at all, but I am sleepy. So I don't know much. Well, I gotta eat, and yeah, I think I can drag myself a little bit longer, but the clothes are coming off, for sure. Sorry. The place was fully catered, full of all kinds of absolutely delicious smelling food that I could never afford. And that. That's my delicious food that everyone can afford. Um, if I was dealing with a roach with a serious roach problem, I would have found them when I came in. I came in at 2 o'clock in the morning. The lights were off. Like that's when they come out. They come in at night when you're sleeping in the dark. You'll never know they were even there unless you can smell them. Yeah, I would have seen them. So I think that like I said, I saw them. They were little, and then they were a little bit bigger. Like it seems like it's. They say that if you see baby roaches, you should be especially concerned because that means there's a big nest nearby. But in my case, I think that because I'm watching them age, and I haven't seen any big ones, right? I only saw little tiny ones, and I saw them develop, right? And each one I saw was further in the development cycle. So, like that tells me that it's a small amount and it's solely from eggs, right? So all I have is like the beginnings of something, and so long as we don't let them breed, um, probably good, right? So I haven't seen any since I came down. It's a good sign. Okay, so yeah, I got the habanero ones, super spicy, yummy. I could get my cheese.